What's going on, guys? It's Aiden again with Upper James Toyota, and today, because you guys liked the first video so much, we've decided to put together a compilation of our favorite sedans in our lineup. We're going to see what you guys think. Please make sure to like and subscribe so you do not miss any more of our Toyota related content, and we'll see you guys in the next video. What's going on, guys? It's Aiden with Upper James Toyota, the GR86 and the GR Corolla. We're gonna do a full in-depth performance review and a sound test towards the end of the video, so stay tuned and check it out. Okay guys, let's talk some numbers. Under the hood of a GR86, you're gonna have a 2.4 liter boxer 4-cylinder engine, which is gonna put out at about 228 horsepower. All that is going to be going to the rear wheels. Now, taking the next step over, we're gonna be heading over to the GR Corolla. Now, this is a circuit edition limited to one of 1,500 in North America, so very, very rare. This is gonna be a 1.6 3-cylinder turbo. It's gonna be all-wheel drive, making 300 horsepower. So it's a little hot hatch, only come manual, very, very cool vehicle. Okay guys, so starting with the GR86, it's gonna be featured in Halo, which is one of our many white colors you can get a vehicle in. It's kind of like a little bit of an off-white, a little bit of a pearl shine to it, which looks really, really great in the sun. Now, taking a look at the front end of the vehicle, you can tell just by looking at it, it is an aggressive front end, and it's a very, very cool looking sports car. You don't see them on the road that often. I think it looks very, very great. The big grille on the front, the nice lights on the side. They've kept it very, very simple, yet they've made it look very, very aggressive all at the exact same time. Now, we're gonna take a peek at the third one, which is gonna be a GR Corolla. Now, this vehicle is featured in heavy metal. It's a very, very rare car to have, which is very, very cool to be reviewing one. However, the front end on a circuit edition is very aggressive versus the Core or the Morizo in a 2023. On this vehicle, you're gonna get a couple of hood bulges on the front. You're gonna get these nice little fog lights on the bottom. Everything on the GR Corolla has been really catered to a hot hatch vehicle. And a fun little quirk to this vehicle, on the inside here, you will see labeled on the intake, it says GR4, as well as on the door side panels as well, which just lets you know this vehicle is all-wheel drive. And now let's talk wheels and suspension on all three of our GR vehicles. Okay, so looking at the rims and tires on a GR86, this being a premium, you're gonna be getting the 18-inch alloys, which are gonna be all black, versus the 17-inch alloys, which is a mix of kind of like a silver and a black finish on them. And we also wrapped in Michelin Pilot 4S tires, which is a very, very grippy tire. Being this car has rear wheel drive, you want that grip, especially for the corners. If you're gonna track the vehicle, you know, getting it up to speed very, very quickly, it's nice to have a very, very grippy tire on this vehicle. Now, moving over to the GR Corolla, you're also gonna be getting 18-inch. Now, this is going to be specific to a GR Corolla, especially this model on itself. You're getting red brake calipers, which is only on the Circuit Edition. Kind of a cool little feature. On this vehicle, same tires as the 86, Michelin Pilot 4Ss, which are 18-inch, also specific alloys to this vehicle. Okay, so let's take a closer peek onto the rear. We're gonna start with the GR86. Now, exclusive to the premium model, you'll be getting this duckbill spoiler, which is going to color match the paint on your vehicle. So in Halo, it's going to be a white color, or the Halo as Toyota says. I like the look of this vehicle. I like the look of a premium over the base. I like the aggressive look that this duckbill gives you on the road. Kind of makes the lines look a little bit better on the vehicle. On the back as well, you get dual exhausts on the GR86. We will be doing a sound test at the end of the video, so please make sure you stick around to hear that so you can hear all three of them against each other. Now, we're gonna take a peek on the GR Corolla. Unlike the GR86 and the Supra, you actually have 3 exhaust tips on the rear of this vehicle. Comes standard like that, which is very, very interesting, and you don't see it that often. So you're gonna have one here, one on that side, and one centered as well. This actually does have a deep sound to it, only being a 3-cylinder, which is very, very cool. And a couple things on this vehicle that you don't get on a regular Core. You're gonna have this rear spoiler, and the roof is actually going to be forged carbon, which is kind of interesting. You get carbon on the inside of a Supra, you get forged carbon on the roof of a GR Corolla. Pretty interesting and crazy performance-wise for Toyota's new 3 performance vehicles. Okay guys, so getting into the GR86. Now, this being a premium, you are gonna be getting an upgraded interior off of the base. So inside this vehicle, you're gonna have aluminum clutch pedals, brake pedals, and gas pedals over like a plastic you would get in the base. The inside features are also a lot nicer in my opinion. You're gonna get these leather mixed with Alcantara seats, which are very, very comfortable. Now, this being a 2-door, you do have the option for 2 seats in the rear. However, I would not suggest it. I've tried it before. It is very, very tight and crammed in here. But if you're looking for a fun little 2-door, 2-passenger sports car, this could be it for you. It is very low, so you definitely do take a bit of a step down into this vehicle. However, on the road, it feels like you're driving a little golf cart. You have a lot of great features: heated seats, dual zone AC, Apple CarPlay, wireless, Android Auto. You have a lot of great things in this vehicle at the price point for a fun little sports car. Now, looking over the GR Corolla, so you can see on the GR Corolla, just like the 86, that the insides are very, very similar. The only big difference on the GR Corolla, you can actually use the rear seats, which is kind of nice. You can actually fit 5 people in this vehicle, or you can just have the front 2 just for a fun little Sunday cruise. Now, materials, the insides, they are very, very close, so you do get the same thing. Alcantara leather bucket seats, which is very, very nice. I like the actual seats on this a bit better than the GR86. I like how it shows on the seats GR badging, a cool little insert also on the top, which is a fun little touch. But if you've driven a Toyota before, or even in that sense, a Corolla hatchback, it's very, very similar. The only difference is you can see the hood. It has a couple obviously elevated points that tell you you're in a circuit edition. Obviously, if you look at all the GR branding, and if you see the manual transmission, you know you're in a GR Corolla, because you can no longer get a Corolla manual other than this one, which is kind of neat. Other than that, it does feel very, very easy to operate. You do get a lot of same things that are in a Corolla in the GR, which is nice. They didn't overload it with tech, didn't overload it with a lot of features that you don't know, how to use it, or you feel a little overwhelmed on the inside. It does just feel a very, very driver-oriented, fun little hot hatch that you could throw around a corner. A cool thing about this vehicle as well that is specific to the GR Corolla is going to be this little mode button down here. So with this, you can actually toggle in the infotainment system where the power is going on this vehicle. So you can put it 50-50 all-wheel drive, 40-60, or even if you're feeling crazy, 0-100. So if you want to drift the car, put it sideways, put it around a corner, or you can actually fully go straight, pull the parking brake and do a full 180 and flip the opposite way. You could do that in this vehicle, which is very, very cool, and the only feature that is catered in this vehicle that is not an option on any other all-wheel drive vehicle that we offer. All right, it's the time you guys have been waiting for. I'm gonna jump into all 3 of these GR-inspired vehicles. We're gonna turn them on, give them a few revs, see which one sounds the best. You guys can let me know in the comments down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below in the comments which one you guys like the best. Please make sure to subscribe so you do not miss any of our future Toyota-related content. Hey guys, it's Aiden with Upper James Toyota again, and today I'm going to be doing an in-depth review on the new generation 2023 Prius. We've got one here for test drives. If you guys are in the area, please come down, come take it out for a drive, come take a peek for yourself, and let's take a look at it. Okay guys, so under the hood of the new generation Prius, you're getting a 2.0 liter 4-cylinder engine paired up with 2 electric motors. It's gonna make about 198 horsepower, which is a 60% power increase from the previous generation. So looking at the front end on the new Prius, this is an XLE model. So it is the entry-level model for the new Prius. A couple things to note on the front that I really do like. I think the new front design looks really, really great. I like the fog lights here on the bottom. I love the way that the turn signals and the actual headlights of the vehicle kind of wrap around, kind of giving it a way more futuristic look than the outgoing model. So looking a closer look at the side profile of the new generation Prius, again, this being an XLE trim, it is your entry level. With that being said though, you still do get 19-inch, very, very good looking alloy wheels on this vehicle. Pair that up with the color on this, which is cutting edge silver. I'm a big fan. I think the contrast of the silver with some of the silver, the lighter and darker in the wheels, look really, really great. Now, one thing to note about the new Prius, which is going to be a new feature on the new generation, is the fact that the new Prius is going to be all-wheel drive. So if you are looking for a vehicle that could go through some snow, could go through a cold winter time, and basically all seasons, this could be a vehicle for you. Looking at the side as well, you're gonna notice that along here, we're gonna have some body side moldings. So it's basically an add-on that we have added from the factory. You can get this installed on basically any of our vehicles. What it does is prevent any door ding, stuff like that if you're in the city, so that if a door opened up, it doesn't damage the full door. It just damages this little part, which you can easily peel that off, get a new one installed, which is gonna save you a little bit of money. This being a commuter car, it is a really good feature to have on the vehicle because you will be doing a lot of city driving with this vehicle. It's a small vehicle, so you can definitely get this into a smaller and tighter spot than maybe an SUV or an 8-passenger wouldn't be able to. Now, taking a look on the rear of the new generation Prius, I am a huge fan. The redesign makes the vehicle look very, very great and very futuristic in my opinion. It's no longer the older generation and cater to an older crowd. This is a very, very sleek looking vehicle. A couple things to note on the back that I really, really like. It's gonna tell you your trim level in the top right corner here, XLE in this case. It's also gonna show you across the trunk of the vehicle that you are in the new generation Prius, with underneath that saying hybrid electric vehicle, because obviously this is a hybrid, which is very, very good. Now, opening up the rear hatch of the vehicle is very, very simple. Simple push of the button will open that for you. And arguably there's actually a decent amount of trunk space in here. You could fit any groceries, strollers, anything that you're bringing into the new house, moving anything around. You actually do have quite a bit of space to lug things around in such a small, compact, very, very fuel efficient vehicle. Okay guys, so now taking a step into the new generation Prius. So if you've never been in a Prius before, this may be a little shocking to you. However, this is pretty crazy that this is an entry-level vehicle, especially a vehicle that definitely needed a redesign for many, many years. Now, being an XLE, the one big difference you're gonna get in this one versus the Limited, which is the only other trim option in a Prius, is going to be that you do not have a sunroof, or in the Limited version, the glass roof. So obviously, opening up this interior will make the vehicle feel quite a lot bigger. With no sunroof, it's still very comfortable, don't get me wrong. If you see my videos before, again, I'm a taller person, I'm 6'2", so I'm actually in a pretty comfortable driving position. The only thing I will note, and it's very, very good to know if you are looking in the market for a new Prius, is that if you're ever driving one of these, you actually would want to come and sit in one. Only because the way that the driver-centered screen is, with the steering wheel, it can't really be too high up and it can't really be too low either. You kind of have to find a sweet spot between the two, which takes a little bit of time to get used to if you're used to a steering wheel being a little bit higher up. But with that being said, the leather finishes on the inside is very, very great. Dual zone climate control, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, heated seats, heated steering wheel, power driver side seats. It's gonna be a manual passenger side seat. Now, the shifter is very interesting as well. And it's one new thing that's going to be into the Crown and into a couple other vehicles like the Grand Highlander Hybrid Max is gonna have it. But it's this interesting little shifter dial, I guess I wanna say. So it kind of uses the old Prius technology. It's a little bit odd if you've ever driven one before, but it definitely takes some time to get used to, but it definitely alleviates having a shifter that's a lot larger, centered more in the middle here. It just gives you a bit more space to basically use, which is great. Now, a big talking point too in this vehicle is going to be the all-wheel drive system. And people think, okay, well, hey Aiden, if it's all-wheel drive, it's gonna use more gas. My fuel consumption isn't gonna be the greatest. Actually, you are right with all-wheel drive using a bit more gas. However, this will average a combined 4.8 liters per 100. So this is our demo vehicle. It's here all the time for test drives. When this is filled up all the time on ideal temperatures and a full battery, you will actually get about 1,100 kilometers of range on a single tank and a charge, which is crazy. Now, on the charge point of things too, it's very, very good to note that on this vehicle, you have one mode called EV. And EV, what that's basically gonna do is on a full charge of EV, which you will charge that up by braking, coasting, slowing down. That's what charges up the hybrid system. You can click this button, which is located right here, push that in, and in any bumper to bumper traffic, you can go roughly 13 total kilometers at about a maximum speed of about 30 kilometers an hour. Now, it might not seem like a very, very fast speed or a long distance. Either of them don't. However, it's basically just used for the time you're going to be using the most gas, which is going to be bumper to bumper traffic. So it is great for that commuter that needs to go into the city or is going to be stuck in a bit of traffic. Definitely consider the new Prius as the new vehicle for you. Okay guys, now taking a step into the rear of the new generation Prius. So I left my seat where I was in the front. Again, being a taller person, I'm in the back now. Now I will say, I'm definitely pretty close on the back. I would not want to be in the back seat in here for a very, very long time, but if I definitely slouched a bit, I could make this work. It definitely comes with a lot of great features in the back too. If you have small kids in the back or you're just traveling somewhere, you've got two USB-C ports to charge up any things. You're gonna have two cup holders on the doors, cup holder in the center here as well. It's also very, very good as well to look in the rear of the trunk because theoretically it's kind of like a hot hatch in a sense because the trunk opens upwards towards the sky. But if you take out the little privacy cover, theoretically anyone in the back could actually reach over and grab anything in the trunk. So in case you needed, like if you left your purse back there or your phone was back there or something that you needed, a water bottle, it's nice. It kind of gives you a little bit of access in a very small car to basically access every part of the vehicle while you are inside. So there you have it, the new generation Prius. We have this vehicle here for test drive. So please do come on down. You can book an appointment to come and take it out for a drive, see what it is like to actually get behind the wheel of one. Again, if you are that commuter, you do a lot of city driving or fuel efficiency is very, very important to you, definitely consider this vehicle. Now, if you're also looking to go even a little bit greener on it, you could also be looking at the Prius Prime, which is a plug-in version. I'm sure we will get one down the road. We'll do a review on that one as well to kind of show you the main differences. However, this base level XLE Prius comes in at $37,150 is the MSRP. Plus your freight, PDI, dealer fees, licensing, and taxes. However, it is a very, very good bang for your buck of what you are getting. Now, if you do want to come visit us, please do. 999 Upper James Street in Hamilton, Ontario. My name is Aiden. Hey guys, welcome back to Upper James Toyota. It's Aiden, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at two very, very popular sedans. To the right of me is going to be a 2021 Corolla SE upgrade in white, and to the left of me is a 2022 Hyundai Elantra Sun and Tech package. We're going to compare the two of them together, see what's similar, see what's different. We're going to take a closer look. Make sure to subscribe, and let's get into the video. So we're going to start with the 2021 Corolla SE upgrade. Now, this being an SE upgrade, you do get a few upgrades versus a base LE or a base SE. So there's going to be larger wheels, up to an 18-inch on this package, a sunroof, a heated steering wheel, and fog lights for this. So if you look at the front end of the vehicle, I like the look of an SE over any other Corolla, only because on the front bottom of the actual bumper, you're going to be getting these horizontal running LED fog lights. So I like that. It makes the front end look a little bit more aggressive, and it also makes you stand out a little bit more over the base model LE Corolla. Okay, now taking a look at the side of the 2021 Corolla, one thing I'm very in favor of are going to be these wheels. So you get 18-inch alloy wheels. That's an upgrade over a 15-inch, an optional 16, or even a 17 as well. So I like the bigger tire. It makes the Corolla look a little bit more sporty, especially finished in a mix of like a dark and a light silver color. Taking a look on the side of the vehicle, working towards the back, I like the black rocker panel. I think that is a great color contrast, especially with the vehicle featured in white. Now we're going to take a look at the rear of the vehicle, see what the space has to offer for you, and see if you can see yourself in this vehicle as an everyday commuter car. Now on the back of the Corolla, one thing I've always been very surprised with is that the back of the Corolla inside, when you open up the trunk, there's no power trunk, it's a simple lift and you open up, you have quite a lot of space in this vehicle. Now with that being said, you can fold down the second row seats and kind of extend that into the actual length of the vehicle to add anything else in. But one thing I will say is on any Corolla or most of our vehicles, one thing that is standard you can do from the factory, this is the way the vehicle came directly from Toyota. So it comes with a silver Toyota logo and a silver Corolla saying as well. However, you can simply black them out looking like this really quickly. And from there, you make the car go from an original looking vehicle to something a little bit more sporty. And especially on a white exterior, I think it's a really, really cool accessory you can add to make it look a little bit sportier. Now, we're gonna start looking at the front end of the 2022 Elantra. Now, this compared to the Corolla, one's being, Toyota, one's being a Hyundai. However, I actually do prefer the front end of an Elantra. I think the front grille and the design of an aggressive front end looks very, very appealing for someone like myself. Now, the one thing to note is that you will not see on the bumper in any location here that there are fog lights. So if you're gonna be looking at visibility from the front end or what's gonna look better in the nighttime while you're driving it, I'm still gonna be taking the Corolla. However, just in the daytime, I do like the front end and the way that the vehicle and the headlights kind of cater more towards the front in a more aggressive way. Okay, now we're taking a look at the side profile of the Hyundai Elantra. Now, one thing I'm actually going to be in favor for as well on this, all black alloy wheels. So I like it on this vehicle, especially featured in white, just like the Corolla. Now, the one thing I will mention that I do like the Corolla a little bit more over this wheel is the fact that this one is gonna be a 16-inch versus an 18 on a Corolla. So for me, I think a larger wheel makes the gap in the tire and the tire well look a little bit better for me. However, you guys can let me know in the comments which one you like a little bit better. Now we're on to the back of the 2022 Elantra. Now, one thing I will like versus the Corolla yet again is going to be, I like the rear taillight of this. I like how it stretches completely across the trunk, and I like the look of that. It just gives it more of a newer or more futuristic look. Now, I do know this is a 2022 versus a 2021. However, even a 2022 Corolla did not have this feature either. But taking a look into the trunk space, that's where things are a little bit different. Now, when you open it up, it's actually a pretty easy open, and you do have actually a bit more space in the Elantra versus the Corolla. So if you are looking to store some things, you're moving some things around, you got a big Costco haul, this could be a very, very good commuter car for you to get everyday life done for you. Taking a closer look onto the interior of a 2021 Corolla. So a couple nice things that I like over the regular Corolla. The seats are gonna be a nice little blue stitching, a nice little blue line down the middle. Now, this compared to a new 2024, for example, the seats have changed up a little bit. No longer do you get the blue, you actually get red inserts. You get a red stripe, the actual bottoms and the inserts of your lower back will also be in like a light maroon, kind of like red, which I think adds a little sporty effect into the interior of just a standard Corolla. Now, looking on this package alone, I think that it's catered to someone who wants a little bit more of a sporty feel. So you get paddle shifters, a heated steering wheel, a sunroof, a wireless charger, plug-in Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which definitely has changed into the newer models. However, if you're still looking at a Corolla that is, a few years old, or in this case, a 2021, standard from the factory, you still do get a lot of features that are included in a newer vehicle. So it could be a really, really good pick, and also could be a little bit less money to spend versus a brand new one. And now we're gonna quickly go take a peek on the rear of the Corolla and see if they're comfortable. Now, taking a step into the rear, it's definitely a little bit more crammed for someone that's a bit taller. However, I actually still am pretty comfortable. The headspace in this is actually pretty good. Now, this versus a hatchback is where things would get very, very different. With the sloped back, you do lose a little bit of the height for your rear passengers. However, I left the seat exactly where I was driving this vehicle. I've got just enough leg room that I'm more than fine to sit comfortably in the rear. Now, standard on a Corolla as well, you can obviously bring down the center here, a couple cup holders in the middle. However, some things you will not find on a 2021 Corolla. You do not have any rear vents in the back here. You also do not have any USB-C ports or USB ports to charge up your devices. So if you're looking for a car that's going to be catered to whether passengers in the back, whether those smaller kids or on a long road trip, make sure your stuff is charged, because someone sitting in the rear would not be able to do so in this vehicle. Now, taking a look onto the interior of a Hyundai Elantra. Now, a couple of things to note. These are very, very comparable package-wise. So cloth seats, sunroof, heated steering wheel, heated seats are also standard. Now, a couple of things that Toyota might have a slight edge on. The screen is going to be a little bit bigger in a Corolla, and also this hand rest. I can understand why it's practical if you're holding on a tight corner or just to kind of have their hand rest there, which could be comfortable for some people. However, it does obviously limit some of the interior space, especially for your passenger. Having this high rising wall that comes way above your knee definitely makes you feel a little bit more crammed inside of the vehicle. With that being said though, the steering wheel layout, everything on this vehicle is very similar to a Corolla, same with the features. Now the one thing I will note is that you do not get paddle shifters on an Elantra, or at least on this package, and a couple of other things too. You do get intermittent wipers on this, which are rain sensing wipers that just basically judges how much rain is on your windshield and will obviously wipe accordingly. However, this being a little bit larger of a sedan, I actually do feel pretty comfortable here. I have a lot of space. I'm not crammed in here, so obviously you and any of your passengers would be feeling more than comfortable on a nice long road trip. Now we're gonna take a look on the rear seats of the Elantra and see how comfortable they are. Taking a step into the rear of the Elantra. A couple things to note, which I actually realized this once I was in the front, was that I actually really do like these seats. They're very, very comfy and they're very, very cushiony as well. So easy to clean, very, very nice if you have any smaller kids or someone like maybe spilling something in the back or in the front. I actually really am a fan of these seats. One thing too, being in the rear, is I like the cutout that they're making on the rear of the front seats in a Hyundai. Now, in this sense, because I am someone that's a bit taller, I like how the cutouts are catered to someone who maybe has longer legs. So I can actually extend my legs a bit more, or if they're actually even a bit longer, I would be more than comfortable in the rear here. Now, looking at the rear of this vehicle versus the Corolla, it's very similar to that. You fold down, you don't fold it down. There is no rear folding section of your center seat back here. So the only two cup holders that you have are actually built into the door. There's no armrest for two people sitting back here. So I think that could be something that's very, very interesting and controversial for anyone sitting in the rear. I would preferably like something to put my arm down to make it more comfortable for myself. You guys can let me know down below. So let's talk fuel economy for both of these vehicles. Now, both of them being front wheel drive, the biggest difference is going to be transmission. You get a CVT on a Toyota Corolla, you get an IVT on a Hyundai Elantra. Now what that's gonna do, the Corolla is going to give you a little bit better fuel efficiency. You'll be averaging around 5 liters per 100 on a gas model Corolla at this model year versus the Elantra up to about 7 liters per 100. That's a very, very big difference. I know the Elantra is a little bit larger than the Corolla. However, for a small vehicle at this size, I'm going to be taking the Corolla's fuel efficiency over the Elantra. Okay, now talking pricing on these vehicles. When these things were brand new, model MSRP for a 2021 Corolla SE upgrade was $26,570 versus an Elantra coming in at $23,599. So you do save a little bit on the Elantra side of things. You do save a lot though on the Corolla. Now, if you're going to ask me which one I'm going to pick, I'm always going to be in favor of a Toyota, so I'm going to go the Toyota Corolla all day long. You guys can let me know down below in the comments. Thanks so much guys for watching this video comparing the Corolla versus the Elantra. If you want to see any more videos like this, please make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more of our future Toyota related content, and we'll see you guys in the next video.